Hi everyone, it's Wednesday Art Day and we're going to be doing another pastel resist drawing, but this time we're going to use paint instead of chalk, and we're going to use watercolor paint. So I wanted to show you a little bit about the supplies. We're going to use watercolor paper, but you can choose to use any paper at home, and this just helps the watercolor float a little bit longer because the paper's thicker. We're going to be putting the paper in portrait instead of landscape, and we're going to have our paper taped down this time. Now the reason why we tape is so that we have a little bit of an edge that will frame our drawing, but also it keeps the drawing flat because when it dries it'll be a little bit wrinkly. So we're doing a painting of a rainy day. I thought April would be time for some rain, and we're going to be taping it down to our table. So take some masking tape and you're just taping the edges, and you can tape it down to your dining room table or a desk, and this tape won't harm your table if Mom was worried, and it should dry in about an hour, so it won't take up your dining room table for too long. There we go. Now, just like before with the chalk, we're going to start off with creating our resist area. Now, the resist is with the oil pastel, or you can use a crayon. It's up to you. I'm going to use a white pastel, and I'm going to start with a horizon line. Now, if you look outside, you're going to see that your horizon is quite straight. You don't want your whole drawing to be tipped like this. It'll look like you're on a boat. So you want to go into the middle of your drawing, and you're going to go straight across with a nice horizon line. Now, you're not going to see a lot of this yet, but once we get the paint going, you're going to see it. Now, in order to create the rainbow, I'm going to use some crayons. These are kind of a little bit different shaped crayons, but they're just crayons. And we're going to start off with our red. Then we're going to move to yellow. And what do you think red and yellow make together? Orange. So we're going to start off with our rainbow. We're starting a little bit below the top of your paper, and we're going to come into the middle and create our rainbow. You're going to make a band of red, and you're just going down to the horizon line. Now take your time and make a nice dark red band so that it shows through on the painting later. You don't want to have a lot of white showing. And then the next band is going to be yellow. And when the yellow touches the red, it'll create that orange where it meets. And you're going to make a band of yellow. And again, do it nice and dark. There we go. And then the next color we're going to use is blue. Now, when blue meets up with yellow, what do you think it's going to make? Green. So you're going to make a nice band of blue all the way up to the top. Make it nice and dark. And then our final color is violet. And then you've got your rainbow all finished for our big stormy puddle picture. Okay, now we're going to create the puddles. Now the puddles are an oval shape. Now when you're looking at your foreground to your background, things go from bigger to smaller. So if you look out your window, your trees right by your house are big, and then the trees way off in the distance are small. So we're going to start off creating some small puddles up near the horizon line. So I think we're going to do about 5 and create an oval, 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 oval. Now I didn't make them in a straight line because puddles don't all happen like they're soldiers. They happen all over the place. So I made a little patch of them. Now we're going to make some in the middle ground. In the middle ground, our ovals are going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to start with that same size oval, and then I'm going to make a oval around it. I'm going to do 3 of those medium-sized puddles. Oval with an oval around. I'm not coloring it in because I want it to look like when you throw a pebble into a pond, it has those ripples. That's what our puddles are going to look like. And then we're going to do some big puddles. So I'm going to do the small oval in the middle, a medium oval around it, and then another band to make 3 big puddles. Now you'll notice that my ovals are not exactly centered, but I'm keeping them all to the same side. So our small ripple is in the very middle. Then I go to the side with an oval and to another side with the oval. But all of those ovals lean in the same direction. Now we have to add the rain. Now rain comes down in different directions. You know, if you're in a windstorm, it seems like it's coming at an angle, right? That's okay. If you want to make it a windy day, you can do that. But all of your rain should be coming from the same direction in the same angle, not some sideways, some straight, some coming from the other direction. I'm going to have my rain coming straight down in this picture, and all of them are going to be straight. So I'm going to go, and I'm aiming for those bullseyes that I had. I'm going to make dashes for the rain down to that oval that I drew. Then I'm going to find another one, and I'm going to go down to that bullseye. Here's another one, straight down, and then our rain is coming down to each puddle. And it's okay if you get a little bit of your rainbow colors in your raindrops. It just looks like a reflection. Here's another one. And another one. You have to find all those puddles. You don't want to miss a spot. Coming down. Almost done. Straight down to your puddles. Last one. Okay, now the magic is going to happen. So we've got our paintbrush with our water, and we're going to start with our sky. Now with watercolor paper, first you need to get your watercolor paper damp so that the paint will move on the paper. So you're just getting water and getting the top of your paper down to the horizon line damp. And you'll see already it's not sticking where we had that pastel or crayon, is it? Now, I'm going to get some of my blue, and I'm aiming for having the color darkest at the top, going to light by the horizon line. And we're going to drop. That means just touch the paper and then watch. Look how the watercolor moves. That's going to keep happening until it dries. So we're going to add some water to that watercolor paper, and we're going to drag it across. Now look how I'm doing long strokes across. I'm not scrubbing really hard. I'm just going gently across. And as I go down, you see there's less pigment in my paintbrush, and it gets lighter. Now I'm going to do the same under the rainbow. And I think I'm going to add a little black rain cloud up in my sky. I'm going to do it up near the top because remember I want it darker at the top and lighter as I get to the horizon. Can you see those raindrops are happening? Now I made my raindrops quite wide so you could see them in the video, but you can make them a little bit narrower, a little bit more delicate than that if you like. Now I'm rinsing my paintbrush, and I'm now going to put water on the bottom of my painting underneath the horizon line. Just going up to the horizon line getting the paper damp again so that we can have that magic watercolor move all across the paper. And this time I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to have it dark near the foreground, and it'll get lighter as it gets closer to the horizon line in the background. So I'm going to start, because I have the most pigment on my brush when I first touch the paper, I'm going to start near the bottom. Now look, what do you see? There's the puddles. I'm going to get a little bit. Now this is a reflection of the sky. So if you chose that you wanted your sky to be sort of a sunrise or a sunset and you used oranges and pinks, things like that, then your ground is going to reflect that and it'll be using the same colors. So I put a black rain cloud at the top of my picture. I'm going to put a little bit of a black rain cloud near the bottom to reflect the sky. Now when this paint dries, it'll get a little bit lighter. So you want to have it a tiny bit darker than what you're thinking your end product you want it to look like. So you want to add a little bit more pigment now, and as it dries, it'll lighten up. And there we have our Rainy Day Wednesday painting. Now, I would love to see some of your paintings. Last week, we got some beautiful Pussy Willow paintings sent in by the kids, and it was great to see your finished product. So if you finish this and you take a picture, you can put it in the comments underneath this video. And next week, we'll have another video for Wednesday, and supplies will be ready at the school on Tuesday from 9 to 12. Thanks for coming to do art with me. See you soon.